whoa, hey, Jesus. Oh my gosh, you scared me. Not like I was just fantasizing over the next couple of these that Howie Roseman is going to win us because of the draft and offseason that we just had. No, seriously, to all my Eagles fans, I really think it's our year. No, not like that. Not like when a Cowboys fan says it or like when we said it every year prior to 2018. I legitimately think that it could be our year. I mean, Howie Roseman has crafted his Frankenstein with this team head to toe. This is a monster roster. This team is locked and loaded for a Super Bowl, not just for this year. I think for years to come. I'm going to talk about this video. I'm going to talk about why I think because of our players, our coaching, and our fans, the Philadelphia Eagles have a dynasty right in front of us. So you guys better get ready. If you guys don't know who I am, my name's Dalton Holland. I'm from 302 Birds. If you enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and subscription. But talking about the players, I mean, this team is freaking loaded. I've never seen an Eagles roster this talented in my life. I got a gut feeling my senior year of high school. It was 2017. Looking at this paper, I drew every player out. I used to be a huge Madden guy. And if you play Madden, you know chemistry. I had the Philadelphia Eagles kind of theme team. And looking at this team, I was like, wow, the Eagles have a very good roster. Like, they could be good next year. And everybody kind of looked at me like I was crazy. Said, what are you talking about? There's no way that the Eagles will be in the Super Bowl next year. They ended up winning that shit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was not always on the Super Bowl hype train. I kind of was a little bit before, then I got off. When Carson Wentz went down, I really got off. And rest in peace to my grandmother. She was the only one. That's who my whole tattoo here, if you guys have ever wondered, is dedicated to. She passed away March 6, 2019. But diehard Eagles fan, my grandma Dolly said, don't give up. The Philadelphia Eagles always have a chance. And I know so many of you guys out there listening, watching, resonate with that. Have grandparents, have parents like that. Like me, you came out of the womb an Eagles fan. You know what it means to have faith in this team. And I have that same gut feeling this year. I really do. So I think that our Eagles, I think for us as fans, I think for them as players, we're in store for a special, magical season ahead. Like I said, not just for this year, but years to come. But let's talk about this offseason because Saquon Barkley, CJ, Devin White, Bryce Huff, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jalix Hunt, who are going to be two amazing sort of jackknifes for Vic Fangio, Trotter Jr., that's not even everybody. That's not a typical offseason for an NFL team. NFL teams don't just, oh, yeah, we got all. No. Oh, we got Saquon. Oh, we got one or two players. Cool. Howie literally went to the entire grocery store and got everything. So that's why when the Eagles show up to the playground, they should be the fattest kid on the block. They should be the bully. They should be the tallest because they have all the resources that are necessary. You see what I mean? I don't know if that was a bad analogy or a good analogy. You guys let me know if you like it in the comments. But I mean, for God's sake, A.J. Brown should have all the resources. He's now the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. There's no excuses now. Now it's showtime. He did it last year. I'm not saying he can't. He very much did it last year. He went off last year. Crushed it. But you got to be able to show up the whole year. That's the thing. And this Eagles team, not just A.J. Brown, everybody on the team fell flat on their face. And disappointed, not only the fans, I think Jason Kelce. That was not a way for Jason Kelce to go out. That sucked. I really do think, though, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts could have 10 touchdowns to each of those guys. This should be a 30-touchdown year for Jalen Hurts. I'm going to release a video later, so stay tuned for that, on my expectations for each of these players, premier players, in the offseason and what I think that they should do this regular season and then react to it in the offseason next year. But I do really think that Jalen Hurts should easily have 30 touchdowns at minimum. At minimum. Saquon Barkley, my prediction for him 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns. Kellen Moore is a very creative coach. I'm not giving it much, oh, you're going to have in the beginning of the season. Well, they're getting used to each other. It's going to take time. No, no. At some point, you are professionals. You are the best at what you do in the world. That's why we brought you in. I give it a week or two. I'm not that crazy. But it's not going to be week 5, week 6 like it was last year. Well, maybe Brian Johnson will figure it out. No, it can't be that again. It can't. We don't have the time. We don't have the time. We don't have the patience. Our team doesn't have the time. Our team won't get another one of these. It's our year. Not like that. Not like a Cowboys fan. Come on. I mean, like I said, these players, Devin White, Dean Trotter, they really have a safe guy in the middle for the first time in a long time. Howie is invested in so many pieces. DeJean, he's going to be a stud. Dejon. He's my sleeper for defensive rookie of the year. I think that Fangio is going to get so creative with him in the nickel, in the slot, in safety, maybe even the linebacker. I'm getting excited. He's going to get creative with him in so many ways that he's going to have attention on him. And I think he's going to come out of this year with a lot of picks. He's a playmaker when he's in the right spot. And Fangio's going to put him in the right spot. It's going to be how do his instincts work, which I think that they work well. So that's my sleeper for defensive rookie of the year. But hitting it all home for the players segment, I think that there's 15 to 12 at minimum Pro Bowlers on this team. And when you have 22 starters on your team out of 22 guys, that's phenomenal. 15. That's at best. You still have guys that develop, guys that'll hit, miss here or there. I think it'll be around 15, though, when the year's said and done. And the Eagles should be a 14-win team. Like I said, I have more videos coming on this later, so please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this. I'll talk about all that later then. Like I said, 14-win team. Next up, coaching. The Eagles are an elite position coaching-wise. Not as elite as Shane. Rest in peace, Shane Steichen. That was a great coach. But the more time that passes, the more that Gramps, Vic, the Mick, Fangio grows on me. It's been back and forth for me, but honestly, I think that he's had a lot of great teams around him. He's been the defensive coordinator for a lot of great NFL teams. He just hasn't gotten the job done yet. And he doesn't have a ring, which could be a good thing for the Eagles. Gives a little bit of motivation. Vic the Mick is from Scranton, Pennsylvania as well. So I'm just saying his family probably went to the Super Bowl parade. Wink, wink, hint, hint, nod, nod, if you get what I'm saying. Brandon Graham is back too, which I think is a big benefit for Vic Fangio. I talked about Cooper DeJean. Jalix Hunt, I think, is going to be a little project for Vic Fangio too. I think he's going to turn him into a great player. Not many players you see are edge rushers that used to play in the secondary. Yes, I said that correctly. But Jalix Hunt is extremely talented athlete. Fangio is going to have a lot of fun with him. I also think that because Brandon Graham comes back, that's great for the Eagles locker room wise. That's very smart. That's an investment not only in Brandon Graham, not only in Vic Fangio, but in your organization. Brandon Graham could be a guy that comes in only third downs and play very well. And that's a win because the leadership, because the calmness that he's going to bring to the Eagles locker room. That when Vic Fangio needs to lean on a veteran and say, hey, BG, what do we do in this or what's happened here? He knows that Brandon Graham's going to be honest with him and keep it real. So I really like that they brought him back. I kind of want a Cox, but I also get when you're done, you're done. Except for Jason Kelsey. Please come back. Didn't say that though. Love Jason Kelsey. That's a compliment. Not anything else because man, that guy can play football. You don't see many guys go out at all pro first tier at their position, literally first team. Sorry, I don't know why I said first tier, but same thing. You get it. Kellen Moore, he still scares me. I like Kellen Moore a lot as a coordinator. I like what he does for wide receivers. Obviously, Devontae, AJ locked up, Goddard, great things, you would think. I don't necessarily know how I feel about him in the postseason and creativity. And that's where I like, though, that the Eagles got Saquon Barkley because it's like, okay, when you get to the postseason, don't overcomplicate it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give the ball to Thunder Thighs. That's what you're paying him for. Give it to Saquon Barkley. Let this offensive line do its thing. And throughout the regular season, I expect A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Goddard to torch people. This secondary, I mean, for God's sake, is the second coming of Legion of Boom. I should have said that earlier when I was talking about Vic Fangio, but it is what it is. Back to Kellen Moore, though. I worry that with him and Jalen Hurts, it's too much. It's too many things. It's too many buttons to push that it's almost going to overcomplicate things. When it was Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, it was easy to know what was going to happen. Defense-wise, it was easy to guess too. I will say that. But it was easy for Jalen Hurts to know where he wanted to go. Goddard or Devontae Smith or maybe Miles Sanders. It was easy. Now it's like, okay, I got to get the ball around or people are going to get frustrated. That's the main thing that these players need to understand too. It's not about you. It's about a ring. I'm looking at my fake Super Bowl ring over there, hoping I get another one this year with two of those icons of the Super Bowl on it. At minimum, this team should be scoring 35 points a game. I seriously think that to my heart. I know that this team is capable of it. I know that this offense is capable of it. So if the Eagles aren't scoring 35 points a game next year, they're going to be losing games, and I'm going to be pissed. In the playoffs, they're going to be losing games. They may play a team and win, oh, yeah, overtime, 38-35. That doesn't mean shit. When you get to the playoffs, if you're not putting up 35 points like you did the year that you went to the Super Bowl, every playoff game, and I mean beating the shit out of teams defensively, you're not going to compete. Because at the end of the day, you're going to see Big Red and Patrick Mahomes there, and you need to be able to beat them. And I truly do think it will be a Super Bowl rematch. I made a whole other video about that on my other page. Go check it out if you can. But if all goes well with Kellen Moore, it's going to be a great thing, not only for Moore, not only for the offense, but for Sirianni too. It'll allow Sirianni to get back to what he does, being the head coach. And that's not a slight either. A lot of people say, oh, he's just the head coach, like he said. That's a bad thing. No, it's not. A head coach, Nick Sirianni, is the captain of Lincoln Financial Field on game day for our experience as fans too. Whatever happens on that field is going to dictate how the ride home, the walk home, the SEPTA bus ride home, whatever the hell it is for you, is going to go. It truly is. So if all goes well, Sirianni gets to go back to doing what he does best, which is just basically overseeing everything from a bird's eye view, making sure that the offense is okay, the defense is okay. Do we have any troubleshooting? Is anybody upset? Does anybody feel like they need to get the ball more? Do I need to go talk to them? Instead of having to call the whole damn offense like he was last year with Brian Johnson. Just saying. I think that the way that a lot of people took that head coaching comment last year was pretty unwarranted, especially with the way that the whole Desai and Brian Johnson situation worked out. I mean, he was basically doing three people's jobs at once. But with all of it being said, looking at Kellen Moore, looking at Vic Fangio, I definitely think we're in a way better scenario than we are last year. The Eagles got what they needed to do. They figured it out. They got the guys that they needed to. Like I said, it's not Shane Steichen. It's not that kind of offense. The good old days. But I think it's a great upgrade of what we had last year. So salute to Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie for putting the coaching in place that they needed to. And I'm sure Nick Sirianni too. A lot of people say, oh, puppet this, puppet that. I think Nick Sirianni has a real say. I think that the Eagles just don't lead on everything to people because they don't want everybody knowing what they're doing out there, like the Dallas freaking Cowboys. And last but not least, the most important component, the fandom. You guys, you and me. Without us, the NFL has nothing. The fans are what make the NFL. They make the teams. They give the teams character. They give the teams personality. They give the teams meaning. That's what we do. So without us, the NFL's nothing. I mean, when you think about the advantage that the Philadelphia Eagles fans give their team, it's absolutely absurd. We get loud, we get rowdy, we travel very, very well. And, if a team hates us, we don't care. We don't take it personal. The Eagles fans do what they're supposed to. That's why when players come here, they ride or die as a Philadelphia Eagle and they love it. Look at freaking Chris Long, the Green Light podcast. He played on probably under the greatest coach and the greatest quarterback of all time. You would have thought, okay, this guy would be a New England Patriot for life. Nope. Comes to Philadelphia, falls in love with it. That's how it is around here. No one likes us. We don't care. It's literally a cult. If you're a part of it, you get it. I mean, let's be honest, buddy. There's NFL fans and then there's Eagles fans. That whole most annoying thing that you see ESPN release, we take pride in that. That means we're doing our job. So with all of that being said, Howie basically putting this roster on steroids. If you don't think that the fans are going to travel to more games, if you don't think that the fans are going to get louder, if you don't think that the fans are going to spend more money, you're an idiot. Philadelphia is a football city. And what Howie Roseman has just built for you, me, oh my God. Your expectation should be multiple Super Bowls like myself. That's the floor. That's the floors too. The ceiling could be the next Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts. That's obviously a long shot. I get that. But I think that, hey, look at a player like John Elway. 3 Super Bowls. Not a lot of people talk about him like the GOAT. But hey, 3 Super Bowls is a lot better than 1, right? So if we come out of this with multiple rings and we got multiple of these, and then we're able to go like this to Cowboys fans more often, and most importantly, you and me get those special memories on Broad Street with our families, that's what matters. That's all I got for you guys. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me in the comments. I'm very interested to hear. As always, God bless. Go Birds. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. These things take a ton of time to edit, and I love doing them for you guys. So let me know how you're feeling in the comments.